Amen.
It is so nice to see you all. Thank you so much for being here for our opening night performance of It's Murder, Don't You Know? My name is Joey Yao. I am the director of the CLC Performing Arts Center. If this is your first time with us, the CLC Performing Arts Center brings 24 shows to the Brainerd Lakes area per year through our Cultural Arts Series and tonight's Brainerd Community Theater production. I want to extend a really heartfelt thank you to the cast and crew who have been working on this show. Typically, most of our cast work on a play for about 8 weeks. These folks have been working on this show since September. This is a brand new production, adapted by the novel of the same name by Gene Cooney, and adapted by playwright Mary Algard, who you will also get a chance to see on stage tonight. And we are just so thankful that they trusted us with the development of this brand new play, and we're so thankful that you all are the first people to see it on stage. It's really going to be amazing. I also want to extend a thank you to Guy Kelm, our director. Thank you very much for your fearless and loving leadership, as well as Shauna Sylvester, our stage manager. Thank you for making sure that everyone is in smooth sailing throughout this whole show. This show is supported by the Five Wings Arts Council, as well as the Minnesota State Arts Board, and our sponsors, Hubbard Radio, Essentia Health, Minnesota Public Radio, and the Crow Wing Food Co-op. If you have a small business and would be interested in supporting our work, you are welcome to come chat with us about what our sponsorship options are. This is a busy weekend for live theater in Brainerd Lakes area. Our friends over at Stage North at the Franklin Arts Center are presenting their own show this week, also a brand new play called Fluoride the Musical. We invite you to consider joining them to see that show this weekend as well. It runs through the weekend. At intermission, since it is our opening night tradition, we will have cookies in the lobby. We invite you to partake. Have as many as you'd like. There will also be a donation bin. Please don't take that. But if you would like to leave us something, it goes a long way towards helping us be able to bring opportunities for up to 200 volunteers per season to be involved with our shows. And 70 to 100 of those, typically youth volunteers. We will have 2 youth productions coming up this summer, Hadestown Teen Edition and Matilda. We're really excited about those. If you would like to contribute towards those shows, we greatly appreciate it. And we have a few other shows coming up as well. The Fabulous Armadillos will be performing next month. You may not have heard of them. They're a niche band. We also have Kathy Mattea. She will be performing here, the Grammy-winning, legendary country singer Kathy Mattea will be performing at the Gitche Civic Center for the Arts in May. We're really excited to bring her here. And actually, as we speak, in the Dragon Theater, the giant cast of Rent, the musical, is rehearsing La Vie Boheme. You might be able to hear them if we're really quiet during a scene change. It's really exciting. This is the classic 90s musical. As a child of the 80s, it pains my heart to say that this is a classic musical. But it's going to be great. That one opens April 10th. If you enjoy the show, please tell your friends. We're running just this one weekend. We'd love for anyone that you think would like to come out and see it. So please take photos in the lobby. Tell your friends about it. If you don't like the show, don't tell them. It's fine. Tell them to come anyway. Why should they be spared your mistake? Thank you so much for being here, and enjoy the show.
Elsie, are you still up? You want to play a game of whist? Well, how about you, Dennis? 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 Oh, probably turned his hearing aids off already.
Aaron, are you on duty? Yeah, I need you to come over to the care center right away. Someone just broke into the medical office and robbed the pharmacy. Oh, yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, I'm going right to my room and I'm locking the door. Oh, goodness.
The evening breeze is giving me more stimulation tonight than I've had in years.
Bill's only been dead a year, Dora.
And your point is?
Well, I thought maybe you two had reconciled after his date with Destiny, the lovely Phil.
That truck stop tramp, she was the last in a long line of flings for my philandering husband.
Now that you've moved your house into town, Doris, you have a chance to live an independent life right here in the big city of Halleck. Can you believe it? We literally moved your house all the way from the farm into town. Most days I think of myself as 29, but today I feel every one of my 59 years.
You sound like you're about to keel over, Grace. You're 2 years younger than me, for Pete's sake. And we did move the actual house, just the breakable stuff.
Quite a feat, just the same.
Just what I was looking for. I think we've earned a relaxing drink on the porch.
Let's go. You know, Doris, I've watched other houses being relocated before, but seeing yours roll down the highway on that flatbed trailer, that was pretty darn amazing.
Well, I hope the old girl likes her new location. She's lived out on Bill's family farm for over 100 years, and I just couldn't abandon her.
Now that Bill's funeral is over and his affairs are settled, what are you going to do? You can only crochet. So many Afghans, you know.
Yeah, you mean like the one that's warming your sore body right now?
You know what I mean. Say, I could use your help at Hotfish Heaven. Lordy knows Tweety's a worthless waitress. You might be a good influence on her.
I have my own grown children to influence.
If Will and Aaron would allow it, you're less likely to lapse into another depression if you do something constructive with your days.
Grace, from this time forward, all I want is a peaceful, solitary life, no demands, no caregiving, and no more men.
There's no more men. But if you really wanted a solitary life, Doris, you wouldn't have moved your house into town and asked me to live with you.
I had to move into town to get away from all the farm work and let Will and Sophie take over now that they're married. As for asking you to live with me, believe me, I'm having second thoughts. I get that, but have you seen my phone?
You're always using that
I
thing.
don't know where it went. Oh, that's yours.
Goodness. Hello, Aaron? Are you all right? Oh my gosh. How's Rose? All right, we'll be right there.
Was that Erin? Is something happening with Rose? Is she trying to bust out of her assisted living apartment again?
The pharmacy at the care center's been robbed, and Rose witnessed the whole thing.
Oh, no.
She called Aaron because Aaron's on duty tonight. They both want us to come right away.
Oh, let's go. Grab the wine.
I cannot believe what you must have been terrified in here. I just need you to kind of calm down and take a deep breath. Can I get you something to calm down just a little bit?
The water.
Okay,
Could I have some water, doctor?
Aaron's got some water.
Thank you, dear.
Hey, thanks for coming, ladies. Rose has been asking for you. She's really shaking.
Dr. Osgood. Oh, Rose, how are you, hon?
Oh, fair to Midland. I guess it could have been worse.
She was wandering the halls looking for someone to play cards with her.
Yes, and instead, I saw a man rush into the medical office, and I heard him break the glass on the pharmacy door and shove all the pills off the shelves. Oh, duh. It happened so fast, not 30 seconds.
Well, did you recognize the man?
Well, he was average height and weight, and he wore a baseball cap and a hooded sweatshirt and shorts, but I couldn't see his face.
Sweatshirt and shorts?
It's dress code for Minnesota in the fall, Mom.
Oh, it's practically winter.
Well, anyway, so he threw the pills into a dark backpack and he ran off.
I checked the halls. I didn't see anyone. Dr. Betcher's checking on the other residents.
Dr. Betcher?
He's the chief of staff. I had to call him.
He's a pig.
Oh, come on. The residents here are used to him. They're more apt to open up if he poses questions. No offense, Dr. Osgood.
None taken. It takes a while for the new guy to be accepted, even especially in a small town. I'll go see if Dr. Betcher needs my assistance.
Aaron, you called in Betcher the Letcher?
Really, Aunt Grace? Betcher the Letcher? How old are you, 13?
Dr. Betcher has to pitch in some of the time, Grace. Dr. Osgood can't do everything in spite of what he's capable of doing in your dreams.
Ew! That's gross. Les Osgood is years younger than both of you.
Oh, I'm sorry, Aaron. I wish I could remember more about the robber.
No need to apologize, Nana Rose.
Is there any chance he caught sight of you?
Who do you think he might have? I never imagined that. I hid around the corner. I never imagined he might have seen me.
Sorry, Rose, honey. I didn't mean to alarm you.
I know you're just getting settled into your house now that you've moved into town, and you probably got a mess with all the boxes and such, but I'm wondering.
Oh, Rose. Rose, what is it? What's bothering you?
Well, I just don't want to sleep here tonight. Not if that thug might have seen me.
Well, Rose, if you'd rather stay with us, you're certainly welcome.
Oh, really? I wouldn't be a bother.
No, not at all. Your family, my aunt through marriage, and our mom's best friend, well, she'd scold us for sure if we didn't offer you a place to stay.
Oh, thank
Well,
you.
Aaron can come too. We'll have an old-fashioned slumber party.
I have to work, Mom. The likelihood of capturing a criminal drastically decreases with every hour.
Wait, Aaron, I just remembered something. The robber had a tattoo.
What kind of tattoo?
It was a snake, and it wrapped around his left calf. Will that help you, dear?
What's wrong, honey?
Nothing.
Why don't you take Rose back to her room and pack an overnight bag and get her something to eat, too. It might help settle her nerves.
Oh, we had wild rice hot just for dinner, and it wasn't half bad. I took some back to my room, and it's in the fridge. There might be enough to share.
All right, Rose, let's go. Doris, fill me in later.
All right, spill it. I know that look. It's the same one you had when you used your brother Will's Souvenir Twins baseball for batting practice and lost it.
That wasn't my fault. The dog just didn't bring it back. But, okay, it's just Buck Daniel, the guy I've been dating the past few months.
Yeah, the one who's been working for Will out on the farm.
Yeah, that one. He has a snake tattoo on his left calf. We broke up last week, then Will fired him.
Hold on, Will fired someone during harvest? What did he do?
This bruise I got from breaking up a fight outside the Eagles Club actually went down like this. Whoa, Will, Sophie said you'd be here. I just got off duty. I thought I'd better come pick you up before Deputy Monson gets you for drunk and disorderly.
Sophie's a big old worrywart. I'm fine. But I might need a ride home.
Yeah. I told Buck I'd meet him here. I better not tell him that I have to haul your drunk ass home instead.
Does Buck know you're coming?
Yeah, I told him I'd meet him here after my shift.
Let's ride, cowboy!
Ah, you're so pretty. Want to go make out in the parking lot? I got enough room in my motorcycle seat for two.
Buck? What is going on here?
Hey there, Aaron. You're here early. Don't mind Tweety, we're just fooling around. But, hey, there's plenty of Buck to go around.
You make me sick. You smell like a distillery. And also, I found more pill bottles in your bathroom this morning that belonged to your grandma.
I need them from the constant back pain from my motorcycle accident. You know that. Give them back.
Not a chance, Buck. And I'm through with you, and the alcohol, and the pills, and now Tweety?
Hey, leave me out of this. I'm just out to have a little fun.
Back. You freak.
Wait, stop! Will, walk it off and meet me in my car.
Don't bother coming into work tomorrow, Buck. You're fired. If I see you touching my sister again, I'll kill you.
Damn it, Will! I do not need you to defend me. I can take care of myself. Tweety, are you sober?
Yeah, I'm good. I only had some Sprite tonight.
Good. And take this drunken asshole home. I'm done with him, too. You can have him.
Oh my god, Aaron, I can't believe he attacked you.
Buck was witty and fun most of the time, but his mood really spiraled downward this last month.
That's unacceptable. What did Carl say?
I lied to him, too.
But he's the sheriff and your boss.
Well, we're well aware of that, but I need to manage my personal life. No, I mean it, Mom. You can't say a word. I heard Buck called Halleck a hellhole and said people here were ripe for the picking.
That doesn't mean anything.
But I've got a strange feeling about this. If Buck was the robber, I could lose my job.
You won't lose your job. You broke things off as soon as you discovered what kind of person he really is. I could strangle him myself.
Oh, truth is, Will took care of that for you. He beat the crap out of him. Oh, come in. Oh, Mom, this is Deputy Ed Monson. He started working for the Sheriff's Department a couple months ago.
Nice to meet you, ma'am.
Did you find out anything or talk to anyone else who saw the robber?
As we suspected, Rose was the only witness.
Well, Rose said the thief had a snake tattoo on his left calf.
Not much to go on. Waste of time. Nobody robs a place in the boonies and waits around to get caught. He's probably up somewhere in Canada by now. About a 20-minute drive north.
Well, let's go back to the cruiser where we can go over this evidence in private.
Oh, excuse me, Dr. Betcher, I didn't see you.
Please, call me Andrew.
I'm gonna go pick up Rose. She's gonna stay at my place tonight.
Do you think that's wise? A shock like Rose experienced this evening can be terribly hard on a person, especially one who's 90 years old.
Oh, Grace and I can manage.
I know you mean well, but I know what's best for our Rosie girl. In my professional opinion, she will stay with us.
Dr. Betcher, while I appreciate your concern, Grace and I are Rose's family, and we're taking her home with us. Now, if you'll excuse me.
If you insist. Just let me give you my personal cell phone number. She may become too much. Call me directly. Oh, and she might get confused or start talking nonsense, so I wouldn't listen to anything she says about the robbery.
Rose isn't senile, Dr. Betcher.
Don't hesitate to call me.
When Harry's eyes are smiling, sure it's like the morning sun. I hear the angels sing. Oh, my Irish eyes are free.
Good morning, Rose.
Oh, hi, Grace.
Did you sleep okay?
Oh, yes, I slept really well. You know, Doris gave me her bed. Well, she is a dear. But You both are for letting me stay with you.
We're glad to have you, Rose.
Do you think Aaron caught that guy last night?
You know what? I don't think so. They would have called.
I know it's inconvenient, but I don't want to go back to that place until I know that thug has been caught.
Don't worry, Rose. You can stay with us as long as you like.
What's that, Grace?
Well, Rose is going to stay with us until they catch the robber, you know. That's what Mom would want.
Yes, of course.
Oh,
We love having you here. That couch is nice and soft.
You know,
that's
yeah. No, I guess that's settled then, right? Rose is going to stay with us. I suppose I better get going. Are you guys going to come to the cafe today?
Oh, I don't know. I don't want to stress Rose out.
Oh, now I'll be speaking for myself. I'm grand. You have a very comfortable bed, Doris. And it was so nice of the sheriff to have those extra patrols drive by here last night.
Yes, it was really sweet of the sheriff to show such an interest in you and your family.
It's his job, nothing more.
Yeah, right.
You're ridiculous. Carl's an old high school friend who's good at his job.
Well, he did look pretty good in a uniform.
And he might look pretty good out of one, too.
Will you two give it a rest? We're old friends, that's all.
Friends with benefits could be fun. What? I'm 90, not dead. And neither are you.
And we did just get done talking about you moving on now that Bill's gone.
I did move on to this nice, quiet edge of town where I can kick back and relax.
You mean hole up in your hermit house?
Don't you have somewhere to be?
Yeah, I guess. I better get going. I don't want to keep Dr. Oh so good. I mean, Dr. Osgood waiting. You know, he's my first customer most days, except on Wednesdays.
Why not on Wednesdays?
Wednesdays the garbage truck guys get there. They're the first ones waiting in the alley for me. They only want thermoses of coffee filled. But Dr. Osgood, he wants a complete breakfast, which I'm happy to give him if you know what I mean.
Well, Grace, it's Wednesday.
Shit, I gotta go. The cafe's gonna be nuts. I might need you guys' help. Rose, you know, you're gonna be safe there. Lordy knows nothing ever happens at the cafe.
Some men drink alcohol. Some men drink juices from the vein. But as for me, I'm very simple. Give me coffee every time. Make it warm and make it sweet. Just the way my life has been. Give me coffee, 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 coffee.
Good morning, Gertie.
Good morning, Allie. The place is already buzzing.
It sure is. Our special today is a Mexican scrambler, Chicago style.
What's that?
Grace's signature dish, I guess, from when she was a chef at El Chapo, a Mexican restaurant in Chicago.
I'm intrigued. What's in it?
Eggs scrambled with scallions and chorizo sausage, topped with salsa and sour cream, served over crispy tater tots.
Oh, sounds like heartburn on a plate. I'll take one to go for Dr. Betcher. It'll serve the old coot right. It'll give him something to complain about instead of my nurses.
I suppose everyone's all worked up from the break-in last night.
Oh, word travels fast. Yes, by 8 a.m. I was checking everyone's blood pressure. Say, Allie, can you wrap up some bacon and scrambled eggs in a lefse? And we'll call it a Scandinavian scrambler. Put a little salt and pepper on it. That's about all the spice I can handle.
Hey, what's what's a guy got to do to get his coffee refilled around here?
Calm down, Gustav. My granddaughter Joy is going to be here soon. She's Grace's #1 waitress.
Ha! 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 Bertha, the last time I saw Joy, in here, she was lining up the salt and pepper shakers like they were dominoes and making googly eyes at the new deputy sheriff, Ed Munson.
That girl has always loved sorting things and making people feel welcome. I'll get the coffee, Gustav. Joy's just probably running late.
She lives above the cafe, for Pete's sake. It's not like it's a long commute.
What does the paper say about the robbery?
Oh, not a darn thing beyond Halleck Medical Clinic robbed. The sheriff's office is pursuing leads.
I heard it was Buck Daniel.
Oh, yeah, I heard that Rosie O'Brien witnessed the whole thing.
I heard she was afraid to stay at the care center last night.
Yeah, she was so shook up that Grace and Doris had to bring her home. She's staying with them.
Didn't Doris just move her home into town? Well, I guess she wanted to be closer to the action.
From cow tipping to pill robbing, it's a hotbed of excitement here in Halleck. Doris, how are you?
It's about time you two show up. Doris, grab an apron. Tweety's MIA, and poor Allie, she's running herself ragged, covering all the tables. And Gustav's drinking coffee like it's from the fountain of youth. I can't keep up.
He'll need a few more gallons.
So how are you doing after your big scare last night? Oh, I'm fair to middling. Doris and Grace let me stay with them, so I got some good sleep. Well, you stop back at the clinic sometime later today, and I'll check your vitals. And I'll get Dr. Betcher to prescribe you something to help you sleep if you'd like. Oh, no worries. I'll be fine, but thank you.
1 Scandinavian scrambler and 1 Mexican scrambler. Extra spicy for the good doctor.
As my grandma used to say, Mga Tusen Tuck. Oh, morning, Sheriff.
Morning. Doris. The sheriff, Sheriff Ingebrigtsen, let's sit over here. I got something to tell you about the robbery last night.
Morning, Gustav. Hello, Berta.
Hey.
What's up?
I got some stuff on Buck Daniels, the guy who robbed the pharmacy.
We don't even know if he's the perpetrator yet, Gustav.
Oh, yeah. Well, here's the thing. When Buck moved in with his grandmother, Wilma Daniels, earlier this year, he became a signee on her bank accounts. And when she moved into the nursing home a couple of months back, he stayed on in her house and kept right on withdrawing funds to cover her expenses. Really shouldn't be saying this, but Buck Daniels came into the bank late yesterday afternoon and withdrew every last dime she had. Good afternoon, Buck.
God damn it, Gustav, you girl shorted my account!
Seems to be the problem, Buck.
I came here to close out the account I had with my grandmother, Wilma Daniel. I told them tellers to put $12,000 into my duffel bag here, and they said, no way, there's only $10,000.
Oh, well, let me look at Wilma's account. Are you sure your name's on it too, Buck?
I've taken money out of it before.
All right. Let me check. Oh, yep, I see your name is on it. Wilma added your signature back in January. Looks like you withdrew $5,000 on January 25th. And another $5,000 on February 14th.
Grandma needed some bills paid. And Valentine's Day makes her sad now that Grandpa's gone, so I gave her some flowers.
All of that Was for flowers?
She needed meds too, you know. She's old and has about 1 million prescriptions.
Yes. Well, the account has gone from over $45,000 earlier this year to $10,000 today.
But that's what I'm saying. Someone is cooking the books, Gustav. Now I demand to have my money now.
The only unusual activity I see here, Buck, is your signature on all these large withdrawals. So you have receipts for all these bills you've been paying.
Grandma needed that money for legal fees. She's rewritten her will, leaving everything to me.
Ha ha! Is that so?
Give me my money, Gustav, or I'll wring your neck!
Don't you threaten me, young man. I'm calling security.
You get the sheriff, and I'll have him arrest you for theft.
Yeah, you're the only one who's suspicious here. Is you, Buck. You're draining Wilma's account. And I'm calling her next to let her know what you've been up to.
You call my grandmother, and I will pound you. You better watch your back, Gustav.
And you better watch yours too, Buck.
Interesting story, Gustav. I've already talked to someone in the law office about Wilma's bills. Seems everyone's being helpful in the investigation.
Well, did anybody tell ya that Buck's face was better?
Did you catch everything you need to hear there, Doris?
I thought you might want a cinnamon muffin to go with your coffee.
No, thanks. I don't need a muffin.
Yeah, Buck was a real mess, and to this day, I don't have a clue who got the better of him.
Thanks for the information, Gustav. I better get going.
You know, Doris's daughter Erin is dating Buck Daniel.
You don't say.
She could be an accomplice to the crime.
You're speculating, Berta. I'll keep my eye out for all potential suspects.
As head of the county board, Gustav, you could have the sheriff fire Aaron Connor.
Oh, that's taking it a bit far, Berta. You don't have any proof of her involvement. Oh, I'd better get back to the bank.
I'll go check on Joy.
Hey, Mom.
Oh, hey, Will.
Hey, Nana Rose.
Oh, Will, how are you?
I heard about what happened last night. Are you okay?
Oh, word sure travels fast in these parts, doesn't it? I'm still a bit shook up, but your mum is taking good care of me.
Well, your family.
Oh, thank you, Will. I suppose I better take some of these back so Grace can wash them. Oh.
Take care, Nana.
See you later.
You got a second, Mom?
Sure.
I ran into Erin out back in the alley.
What was she doing in the alley?
Oh, I don't know, but she told me that she told you I was the one who slugged Buck Daniel.
That's right. And while I don't blame you for defending her, I wish you would have worked it out some other way. Fighting only leads to...
A bigger mess, I know. You're too much like Dad.
Oh, I wasn't comparing you to your father. I don't want you to wind up in a jam, that's all. And I would have preferred to hear about the fight right away from one of you two.
Erin and I are adults. We can solve our own problems.
A parent never stops worrying about her kids.
Well, you had enough to deal with Dad's death and the move.
I'm able to do more than one thing at a time.
All right, fine. But that's not what I wanted to talk to you about. Will you promise you won't tell anyone that I was the one who beat up Buck?
Excuse me?
I have enough to deal with building a new house, dealing with the harvest for the first time on my own, and Sophie.
What's wrong with Sophie?
My wife is fine. There's nothing to worry about. It's just I have a lot to deal with right now, and I don't need people speculating that I was the one who hit Buck.
Is Sophie angry about the fight?
After the brawl I got in last year, I swore I wouldn't get into another one no matter what. So yeah, she get worked up. And I don't want to put additional stress on her.
Well, I won't tell anyone, but someone else might.
Oh, Erin and I didn't tell anyone. And the sheriff would have said something if he knew.
Well, I hope you're right. Carl is pretty sly, though.
Oh, thanks, Doris. Hey, Will, before you go, I got a question for you.
Yeah, sure.
When's the last time you saw Buck Daniel? He's still working for you, right?
No, Sheriff Fingerbritson. I had to let him go. His last day was last Friday, and I haven't seen him since.
Is that right? Leaves you a bit short for harvest.
Sophie and I can handle it. Saves us money. We're building a house and all.
So I've heard. Well, if you see him, let me know.
Will do, Sheriff.
See you later, Mom.
Bye, honey. Is Buck a person of interest?
Maybe. I didn't want to encourage Gustav. He's a bigger gossip than Berta. Two of them together is worse than the ladies' aid luncheon.
Minus the egg salad sandwiches and fights over who makes the best mocha bars.
Oh, for the record, your moms were the best. She had that mocha to peanut ratio down.
So level with me, Carl. Do I need to be worried about anything?
No. Pretty sure Buck Daniel's on the run. Border and Highway Patrol are on the lookout for him. But we don't know what he's driving. He left his motorcycle just outside of town near the distillery.
Huh. Well, maybe he stole a vehicle. It wouldn't be that hard. Everyone around here leaves theirs unlocked, and half of them leave them running during cold weather.
Well, no one's reported anything.
Do you think he had an accomplice?
It's possible. But let's not get too into the weeds here. Rest assured we're working hard to catch him.
Do I need to be worried about Rose?
Just keep a close watch over her, and I'll send some extra patrols by the house to make sure everything is good.
How long do you think it will take?
Well, it could maybe take 30 days.
A month or so?
That's not a problem, is it?
No! Why would it be? I love having house guests.
Well, hey, Erin mentioned that she and Buck broke up before all this went down.
You knew about Buck? Do I need to be worried about her?
No. Like I said, I'll send some, patrols by the place, but, make sure everything's fine. Like I said.
Oh. Thanks, Carl. I appreciate it.
Well, it's my pleasure.
right before Halloween, so I wanted to stock up.
Like the Boy Scouts say, be prepared. You know, if you need provisions during the storm, you can always go down to the cafe.
Oh, I already do. Can I make you some tea?
No thanks. Keep your door locked up here, Joy.
Don't worry, nothing ever exciting happens here. Besides,
I told Gustav to have Erin Connor fired. There's no way she was in the dark about Buck robbing the pharmacy. She's his girlfriend, don't you know?
Erin ain't his girlfriend. He dropped her like an old potato a couple weeks ago.
You mean hot potato?
What?
He dropped her like a hot potato.
Who did?
Why'd you come back to Halleck anyways?
I actually got sick of doing nothing but crowd control in Minneapolis and quit.
Oh, that's what you'd like you to think. She probably got herself fired or something. That girl has been in trouble her whole life.
Uh-huh. But, why do you care?
I like to know what's going on. Why do you keep checking your phone?
I like to know what's going on.
Rose is so full of herself because she witnessed the robbery. But she didn't even get a decent look at the guy.
Then what the heck? Why is everyone so sure it was Buck then?
Well, she spotted his snake tattoo, and he took Wilma's money, so the sheriff put two and two together.
Well, who does he think he is? Arnie Einstein? He's no math genius. He should just forget about Buck. He ain't from around here anyways, so what does it matter?
Didn't you hear me? He took Wilma's money.
No, he didn't. His grandma put his name on her accounts, making it his money too. At least that's what I heard.
Jiminy Christmas, Joy, doesn't change the fact that he robbed the pharmacy.
Allegedly.
Oh, well, excuse me, Perry Mason.
Perry who? Even if he did take the pills, it's no big deal. He didn't have a gun or nothing, and the pharmacy has insurance. So if you tell Gustav anything, Tell him to tell the sheriff to mind his own business.
No. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to demand the sheriff keep working the case. He fire Aaron Connor for being in cahoots with Buck Daniels.
You're jumping through confusions, Grandma.
You mean jumping to conclusions. I'll walk you downstairs. The lunch crowd is starting soon.
Ooh, I can't work today. My cat has a cold. Here, Elvis, got some treats for you.
Happiness to anybody else might be a million things. It ain't no secret. Secret to this smile, it ain't complicated. In fact, it's easy to describe. The perfect start to the perfect day. I could say it in a couple words. This morning, having coffee with her.
That white chicken chili smells delicious. Well, let's take some home for a late lunch, Rose.
Oh, I like that idea.
Hey, did you guys park in the alley? If you did, you need to move your cars right away. The garbage truck guys will be here soon.
Well, why so late? I thought you said they emptied the dumpster first thing in the morning.
Yeah, but the truck broke down. It's fixed now, and they said they'd be here around 3. What?
It's almost 3 now.
Well, we better go.
Gosh, before you guys go, can you help me take the garbage out, please? Tweety was another no-show, and I've hardly had time to breathe, much less take out all this trash.
Well, do you want us to stay and give you a hand?
No. Just help me get the garbage out.
Okay.
We can go out the back door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sweet.
Yeah. You know.
I don't know. Wait, never there before, but I don't. Oh,
You. What has Grace been making? It smells like a dead deer in
oh,
there.
I don't know. Oh,
We better get it open.
it has it. Oh,
Right.
here.
Seems kind of.
Let me help you.
Yeah, you push, I'll pull. Here we go.
Ready?
Right, 1, 2, 3. Away.
Sweet and gentle Jesus, I think it's Buck Daniel.
How do you know? You said you never got a good look at him.
Well, I know, but looking at the way his head is bashed in, it probably wouldn't have mattered much. But that is definitely the tattoo that I saw last night shining in the moonlight.
I better call Sheriff Ingebrigtsen.
Yeah.
Carl, this is Doris. Say, you're going to want to come down to Hot Dish Heaven? No, I mean, Grace's white chicken chili is to die for. Sorry, poor choice of words. No. Rose and I just found Buck Daniel in the dumpster behind the cafe. Yep, he appears to be dead. He'll be right over.
How do you suppose he ended up here?
Must have been someone strong enough to lift him in there.
Well, and with the stomach to bash his head in like that is one angry.
Whoa! What do we have here? Oh!
Is that a body? Is that a leg?
Oh, calm down, Berta. It's only a tattoo of a snake.
Look at the artwork on that dude. Whoa, is that a evil eye tattoo on his neck? Well, there, under that smear of blood.
Oh, don't be callous, Gustav. The man's dead, for Pete's sake.
Oh, I don't see you crying, or anybody else for that matter. Yeah, anybody could have cleaned his clock.
Well, do you already have a suspect list, Gustav?
I'll be making a list of suspects. Thank you very much.
Carl, what a relief.
What happened here?
Well, Doris and I browsed the garbage, but we found more than we bargained for.
Yep, she's dead all right. Well, I say we get down to the coroner. Seems like he died of blunt force trauma to the left side of the head.
What is all this racket? I was trying to take a nap.
Joy, honey, don't look. Don't look. No.
Oh, fuck! There you are. And they were going,
not good enough for you.
Tweety's right. Aaron broke up with him 2 weeks ago, and she's probably out investigating the robbery with Deputy Munson.
No. She was out here earlier. I saw her in the alley.
What exactly are you suggesting, Berta?
Maybe Aaron's jealousy of Joy got the better of her and she flew into a rage.
How dare you accuse my daughter and Aaron jealous of Tweety? That's outrageous. The other way around would be more accurate. What were you doing out here, Berta? You showed up on the scene rather quickly.
I'll be talking to you all in turn.
Hey! What is going on out here?
Oh, wait! You want to take the body out first?
I don't even feel sorry for that sad son of a bitch.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to work the afternoon shift now, Grace.
You can't remove this. It's a crime scene. You're going to need to close the cafe for the rest of the day. As for the rest of you, I'll be calling you in for questioning, and we'll get
to the bottom of this crime one way or another.
Doris, you're not Jessica Fletcher, and this is not an episode of Murder, She Wrote.
I'm going to the wine bar with the curling club. You coming, Doris?
Oh, no, I don't think so. Rose hasn't been alone since,
Are you sure? It's been like 2 weeks since you found Buck's body in the dumpster. You both should be over it by now.
It was traumatic and upsetting. I curled like you wanted.
No, you didn't.
What?
You curled like a beginner. I certainly didn't want that.
I told you I wasn't up to curling tonight.
Doris, no one mistook what you did out there for curling.
Lay off.
Oh, don't get all weepy. I always criticize your curling, sis. It's what I do.
Well, don't do it tonight. I'm still emotional about all this murder business.
Why? You didn't even know Buck.
That's not the point. I found him and it made me feel distraught.
As well as a lousy curler.
Oh, shut up!
Hey, I calls them like I sees them. You literally fell over throwing your rock twice.
I think I might have strained a muscle.
Who are you kidding? You hadn't had muscles back there in years.
Oh, Carl!
What's so funny?
You startled me. We were just discussing my curling technique.
Good, huh?
Oh, yeah. Spectacularly awful.
I would have liked to have seen that. Doris, do you have a minute?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm going to leave you two kids alone. Strong Cavernese calling my name.
How's Rose?
Shaky. She is definitely too upset to return to assisted living anytime soon.
How would you feel about her continuing on as your house guest?
I'm fine with it. Why wouldn't I be?
No reason.
All right, it's been an adjustment, but I like having her here. She's a whiz at Yahtzee, and she's dedicated to a 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle at the Last Supper.
Sounds like a mutually beneficial arrangement.
We appreciate the extra patrols by the house, Carl. And I'm glad you're able to keep a close eye on Aaron at work.
About that, I had to suspend Aaron today.
Suspend her? You gave in to Berta?
Berta Benson had nothing to do with it. I suspended her because she lied to me. Do you recall that bruise on her cheek and how it got there?
Well, yes. Buck Daniel hit her.
I knew it. You kept that from me. I'm investigating a crime and you withheld information.
Good grief, Carl. That Bruce had nothing to do with the robbery at the pharmacy.
Well, did it have anything to do with Buck Daniels' death? How about that? Did it have anything to do with that?
I can't believe you'd suggest such a thing.
Well, it's my job to investigate crime from every angle. I also expect the truth from people.
Well, I didn't lie to you.
You withheld information from me. It's the same thing. No wonder
what? Come on, Carl. What were you about to say?
No wonder Erin lied to me. She comes by it naturally.
That was uncalled for.
What am I supposed to think? Your daughter dated Buck Daniel. They fought. She lied about it, and a few days later, he's found murdered.
You don't really suspect her of killing him, do you? I can't believe that you did.
At the very least, she should have disclosed the truth right after the robbery.
She did nothing wrong.
It looks bad, Doris, especially if I confirm what I've heard about Joy Jacobson.
You mean Tweety. Her grandmother's the only one who calls her Joy. Well, what do you know about her?
Tweety hooked up with Buck when he was still with Erin.
What?
You weren't aware of that?
No. Then again, I wasn't aware that Buck was Erin's boyfriend until after they broke up. Well, are you looking at Tweety too, or do you already have Erin sized up for an orange jumpsuit?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I just came over here to give you a heads up. I mean, I'm pulling at every thread I've got, and those are desperately few.
Well, Tweety didn't come into work the morning that I found Buck.
Doris, Buck was beaten to death and then deadlifted into a mostly full dumpster. Did you really see Tweety doing that?
What about fingerprints or DNA? Have you had any luck with those?
DNA? Decent samples are hard to come by, especially when the body's been lying around in garbage.
Well, what about the backpack? Money from the bank, the pills from the pharmacy, or for that matter, Buck's phone, car keys, wallet. Have you found any of those things?
We're working on it, Doris. Just relax. And just don't go coming up with your wild theories and chasing those around and stirring people up. And do not interfere in our investigation.
I hear you loud and clear, Carl. But if the local sheriff is out to get my daughter, I'm doing everything in my power to protect her.
Oh, hi, Mom. Delicious cake. I hope you weren't saving it for anything.
I was testing out the new oven. I was planning on frosting it, but I see you found a good substitute.
Oh, and it's not too shabby. And this cake is pretty darn good, even without frosting.
We need to talk.
What happened to you?
Curling injury, don't ask. Carl stopped by for a chat.
It's okay. I told her everything.
Oh, well, what about me? Did you tell me everything?
What's wrong with you? I'm the one who got suspended.
What do you know about Tweety?
When I found out that Buck was seeing her behind my back, I confronted him. That's what triggered the argument that got out of hand.
But you should have told me. Carl, too.
Mom, I was humiliated. I dated an abusive man who turned out to be a thief. Not exactly an example of sound judgment from a woman who wants to be taken seriously on a police force full of men.
You can see how bad this looks.
Yes. And by tomorrow afternoon, everyone in town will know what happened. Then, if Berta gets her way, I'll not only be fired for lying, I'll become the prime suspect in Buck's murder.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph, dear, no, don't be that. You were a real firecracker. And you've only been back in town for a year. So, some folks need a little longer before they can realize that you're old enough and wise enough to carry a gun. They still think of you as little Erin Connor, the 15-year-old who climbed the water tower on a dare.
That was 12 years ago.
Well, be that as it may, it was epic.
Epic? She shaved 10 years off my life that night.
Oh, and what about the time that you outran the cops by driving through the floodwater along the Golden Grain Bridge? Oh, you were a real corker.
Corker, firecracker? Well, I have a few other choice words to describe my darling daughter. Listen, Erin. We'll do whatever it takes to clear your name, no matter what Carl thinks.
What?
Sheriff Ingebrigtsen actually think I had something to do with Buck's murder?
It might be in your best interest if we quash any rumors about you.
Not to worry. That nice young Deputy Monson can clear everything up. He can confirm that Aaron was with him on the night of the robbery, tracking down Buck Daniel.
Well, about that, Ed can't vouch for me because I wasn't with him the whole time.
Wait, what?
I said I needed a couple hours off to pull myself together. I went home around 11 o'clock and Buck showed up. He asked me to help him get out of town and I agreed to it.
You did?
I told him I had to grab my car keys. I went to get my gun and arrest him, but by the time I got back to the door, he was gone. He probably knew he couldn't trust me.
Any guess as to where he went?
Well, I assumed Tweety's place. When Ed picked me up later, we checked. Her car wasn't there, but we did find it later at Raleigh's retirement party at the distillery. That's probably why Buck came to my house. Tweety wasn't home.
And you never told anyone that Buck was at your place? Not even Ed?
No, I wanted to bring him in myself.
And when you couldn't, you kept quiet about it. That might make some folks think that you're, what do you call that?
An accessory after the fact.
And without an alibi.
I need to go talk to someone and figure this out for myself. I'll see you.
Oh, okay, dear. See you later. I know. Oh, poor girl. Well, I suppose I should be getting back to me apartment. I don't want to be a bother.
You're not a bother. I like having you here.
Oh, I know for a fact that you have other plans for when you move back into town and you no longer had to contend with that no-account husband of yours. God bless him. May he rest in peace.
Rose, you shouldn't talk like that.
Why not? It's the truth. And it's nothing I didn't say to his face when he was alive. He was me nephew and a real horse's arse. I was out carousing, leaving you to take care of everything with the children and practically everything at the farm, including his parents. Doris, I will be eternally grateful to you for all that you did for me, sister, at the end.
Thank you.
Oh, yes. You know, when this mess is over, you can think about other things. Get on with your life. Maybe even dating. Now, come now. Grace says that neither one of you are past your best use-by date. That's Grace. She reminds me of me when I was young. You, on the other hand...
I know, I'm more like my mother.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Your mother was my best friend from the day we came to this country until the very day she died. God bless her, may she rest in peace. Along with my sister, why, we were like the Three Musketeers. I miss them both something fierce.
I know you do.
Well, I tell you what. I'll agree to stay on a little longer if you promise me that we'll do whatever it takes to clear Aaron.
Rose, I'm a retired farmer. I know things about crop rotation and the current price of wheat, but not the first thing about investigating a crime.
Sure, and you've lived here your whole life, Doris. You know people. You can do some snooping around, and if you come across anything, you can alert Carl. Aaron can help. Grace and me, too. Why, we'll be like Charlie's Angels.
Or the Golden Girls on a stakeout.
Now, Doris, you need to give it your best shot. Otherwise, I'll move back to my apartment and I'll leave you in a bind. You know, I know that you don't like being alone anymore, not after everything that's happened.
Then why were you talking about going back?
Well, I had to make sure I was making the right choice staying on with you.
Well, you're pretty cagey for someone who applies her lipstick outside the lines.
What? I don't have on lipstick, do I?
Gotcha. Okay. I'll dig around and see what I can come up with, but if things aren't settled in a week, I'm calling a real investigator.
Fair enough. But you know, Doris, being that you're nosy, you might be better at this investigating thing than you think.
Buck Daniel's been dead for weeks. Why are you asking about him now?
I've had more time to think about it lately. Did Buck ever ask you about getting prescription pills? Like the ones he allegedly stole?
I didn't have anything to do with it. Buck was Dr. Betcher's patient, and he didn't die of a drug overdose.
Well, if someone hadn't beaten him to death, he might have. I assume you've read the autopsy report?
He had a lot of drugs in the system, yes.
Buck had some lingering pain from a motorcycle accident that happened about a year ago. Do you know if Dr. Betcher prescribed him anything?
What are you getting at?
Dr. Betcher was seen with Buck Daniel on numerous occasions, here at the medical center.
Lots of people are seen with Dr. Betcher. I mean, I'm sure that he and Buck routinely discuss his grandmother's care. She's a resident memory care unit.
Have you ever known Dr. Betcher to overprescribe medications?
What makes you think he does?
Well, it might just be rumor, but it's the talk of the town. I'll rephrase. Have you ever known him to prescribe meds that you as a doctor might not?
Well, I mean, doctors have different approaches to the practice of medicine. I mean, older physicians like Dr. Betcher are often more comfortable, prescribing medication right off the bat.
And the younger ones?
Well, I mean, we explore other treatment options first, like lifestyle changes. But that doesn't mean that one approach is right and the other one's wrong.
It's really diplomatic of you. You seem quick to defend him.
And you seem pretty quick to accuse a respected doctor of malpractice. Look, Betcher's my boss, all right? He got me right out of residence. And I didn't see, any evidence of him writing excessive prescriptions.
Well, maybe he got the pills some other way. Maybe he stole them from the pharmacy or sold the samples from the pharmaceutical reps, or maybe he's involved in a drug company kickback scheme.
Kickback scheme? You have an active imagination.
No, I have good instincts.
Look, I mean, drug protocols have changed over the years, okay? I mean, samples are no longer handed out like candy. As for kickbacks...
But he's the chief of staff. He could do whatever.
Aaron, I am offended that you would accuse a doctor, okay? I mean, we take an oath to do no harm.
He has a checkered past. He only came here because no hospital or clinic in the Minneapolis area would hire him after what he did.
That was 30 years ago, and it had nothing to do with overprescribing meds.
Well, leopards don't change their spots. Will you let me know if you learn anything?
Aren't you suspended?
I'm still trying to get at the truth.
Well, of course. You nervous about something?
I was involved with Buck before all this happened.
Really? Any lingering feelings?
What? No, he was an abusive ass.
Look, sorry. I don't think that Buck was getting drugs from Dr. Betcher. Okay? And Dr. Betcher would have no reason to want Buck dead. Unless you...
Dr. Betcher!
Aaron, too, how nice to see them,
Mom.
both of you.
What are you doing here?
I brought Rose by to pick up a few more things. She's staying with us a while longer.
Huh. Well, I better go make my rounds. I'll talk to you later. Maybe over dinner?
Oh, sure. That would be nice.
Dinner?
I have some things to do too, Mom. I'll see you later. Dr. Betcher.
Aaron.
Doris, I'm disappointed that you didn't bring Rose down here to stay where she belongs.
Actually, she belongs with us, with family.
Oh, I didn't realize you were so close. I rarely saw you come to visit her.
I had other things to take care of in the past year, as you well know.
Oh, yes. The sudden death and heart attack of your husband, and you must be so lonely. Dinner sounds like a good idea. Let me take you out. I'm sure Bill would have wanted you to date after his death.
No, I appreciate the offer, but I'm not up to dating anyone right now.
I swore someone down at the hospital mentioned seeing you talking with the sheriff, having intimate conversations.
Carl and I are old friends, that's all.
Good, then you're free to go out with me.
As I said, no thank you.
Doris, I am the most eligible man in this town. You'll never find anyone as good as me.
There you are. Oh, hi, Doris.
Hi, Gertie.
Say, how do you like living in town now after all those years on the farm?
Well, it's not the peaceful retirement I'd planned on, but it's good to be away from all the farm work and responsibilities.
We should get together sometime for coffee now that you're in town.
Yes, that would be nice. I need to go now. Rose will be looking for me.
Dr. Betcher, could I have a word?
Yes, Gertie? What is it?
I need to emphasize that protocols with the pharmaceuticals must be followed, like I told Dr. Osgood. Whoever checks out the meds must administer the meds. No exceptions.
I know the rules, Gertie. I'm the one who wrote them.
Then how come the meds are disappearing?
I trust you're keeping a sharp eye on the meds and your nurses, too.
That's just it, Dr. Betcher. My nurses are diligently following the protocol. It's the doctors I wonder about.
I don't appreciate your tone, Gertie, nor your accusations. Excuse me, I'm off to do my rounds.
I like it black, as black as night. It keeps me up. It don't matter the size of the, just as long as you fill it up with black coffee. Keep smelling. You can hear me scream. Give me black coffee. I've got a monster. I wouldn't know.
Oh, sweetie, nice of you to show up. Hey, I need your help prepping lunches for the deer hunters. I've got 30 orders to fill by noon.
My nail appointment went long. Judy went on and on about Buck, and the robbery, and the murder.
You know, after you peel the salt and pepper shakers, I need your help running the breakfast dishes through the dishwasher. Lunch crowd will be here soon.
They're still tacky.
And the grease barrel needs dumping. I'll need your help taking it out back to the alley.
Ugh, the alley. I can still see Buck curled up back there, and his sexy tattoo legs sticking out.
Must feel strange having your boyfriend murdered, Tweety.
Yeah, it does feel very, but I'm moving on. I have a date tonight with a new guy.
Who's the new guy, Tweety? Anyone we know?
We're keeping it on the down low.
Why, he's not married, is he?
No, we just don't plan on getting serious. We're only out to have a little fun. Oh, before I forget, here's my rent money.
But December 1st isn't for 2 more weeks.
Yeah, well, I have the cash now, so take it or leave it.
Wow, tips must be really good. Or do you have a second job, Tweety?
No other job. I guess folks are just in the Thanksgiving spirit.
I have to say, I'm surprised you're already dating someone new.
I only went out with Bug a few times right after he broke up with Erin.
Oh, really? Is that when it was?
Irregardless of what you think, Doris, I don't go with men that are taken.
I'm sure you don't, but you were dating him at the time of his death, right?
There's nothing wrong with seeing someone new.
No, I didn't say there was. But when you begin dating again, only a few weeks after your boyfriend's murder, people wonder.
Just because you stay cooped up in that big old house all the time doesn't mean I have to stay up in my apartment and mope around.
Hey! Whoa. Tweety, did you happen to see Buck after he robbed the pharmacy?
Of course not. Why would I?
Just wondering.
Well, if someone said they did see me that night with Buck, they lied.
Well, what about beforehand? Did he mention to you that he planned to rob the pharmacy?
Why would he?
Because he was your boyfriend.
See here, Doris Connor, you're not gonna pin anything on me just because your daughter's a suspect in Buck's murder and—
What? Erin is not a suspect.
Oh, really? That's not what I heard at the next one.
Oh, that's all gossip down there.
What about your son then?
What are you talking about?
If Erin didn't kill Buck, maybe Will did.
What exactly are you suggesting?
Will beat up Buck that night and threatened to do it again.
If that were true, why didn't you report him to the sheriff?
I didn't want to get involved, especially with Grace being so kind to me. She's your sister, after all.
Grace is good to you, way better than you deserve. But I'm not Grace.
Right. Just so you know, I'm meeting with the sheriff tomorrow night, and I'm going to tell him everything.
Well, that didn't go very well. At least she hasn't talked to Carl yet.
Well, she will soon enough.
Doesn't mean she'll mention Will.
Well, why wouldn't she? She hates me, and she's the one who looks suspicious and wants to deflect blame on someone else.
You know, I think the real reason she hasn't talked to Carl yet, she doesn't want to implicate herself in a crime. I mean, where do you think she got all of this money from?
Well, if Tweety stole Buck's money, do you think she killed him too?
Doris, when you say it like that, it's outrageous. No way.
Yeah, it does. Besides, Erin thinks that Dr. Betcher's involved somehow, and I trust her instincts.
Believe me, I'd love to see Betcher in trouble, but it's just not logical.
It could have been an accident. Maybe Betcher ordered Buck to leave town. He refused, they fought, and then he accidentally...
Oh yeah, picked up a great big rock and smashed his head in.
Yes, like that.
No, Doris, it doesn't make any sense. You can't go implicating Dr. Betcher in a crime without having something to back it up with. I mean, he'd sue you on a heartbeat if he had a heart.
Why do you hate him so much? You never explained that to me.
He's a sleazoid. And yet, Doris, I went out with him right after I moved back from Chicago.
And?
He took me to a nice diner in Grand Forks, and afterwards he took me to the drive-in theater against my wishes.
That old dumb? I thought that was just a place for teenagers to go parking.
Yeah, he thought we were going to play kissy face.
Ooh.
I know. And as soon as we got there, I told him I had a stomachache and I had to go home.
Smart move.
No, Doris, he's a doctor. He wanted to examine me. Kept making passes, and his hands were all over, and finally I didn't have any choice. Well, I didn't have any choice but to punch him in the balls. Yeah. And then I clawed my way out of the car, and I ran all the way home.
And no one offered you a ride?
Oh, Doris, I was mortified. My gosh, no. Every time I saw someone come, I hid in the ditch.
Did you report him to the police?
No. What part of mortified don't you understand?
Why didn't you tell me?
You were in one of your marital bliss stages of life. I just didn't want to. I couldn't.
But it's been 6 years.
Yeah, I took care of it. He couldn't walk straight for a week.
Well, Betcher invited me to dinner, so...
No!
Well, that's what I said. But he didn't care for that answer. In fact, he got angry about it.
Yeah, the slightest thing sets him off. When him and I went to Grand Forks, he yelled at the waitress because she brought 2 glasses of wine instead of the whole bottle. Poor girl left in tears.
All right. Given his temper and general sleaziness, you still don't think that Dr. Betcher's involved in the murder or a robbery in any way?
No, it just doesn't make sense, Doris.
So I'd be crazy to call him up and tell him, and I changed my mind about going out with him.
Have you not heard a word I've said? I think I've got a better idea.
Well, I'd like to find out more about the case.
Yeah, I would too, but I've got a better idea than you dating him.
Oh, what's that?
Well, I think tonight, when Tweety's on her date, I think I need to go upstairs and check my rental property.
I'm not so sure we should break into Tweety's apartment.
Doris, it's not breaking in when you've got the key. Besides, we might find more money or other evidence.
Let's do it.
Hi, welcome to Sanders. Would you like to sit here? Is this your first time here?
I have dined here many times, but it's my date's first time.
Oh, Erin, hi.
Oh, hi, Ollie. I didn't know you were working here, too.
It's a great side hustle. Plus, I want a job in Grand Forks. I'll be taking some classes here at UND starting next semester.
Ah, what will you be studying?
I'll start with generals, but I'm interested in criminal justice and pre-law degree.
Oh, that's what I was studying before I entered the academy.
We're here for dinner. Can I see the wine list?
Sorry, here's our wine list and dinner menus.
Oh,
thanks. So I did my internship at the Mayo Clinic in Rochester. And those doctors could really spend money when they went out. But they did teach me one valuable lesson. And that is that the best wine is not necessarily the most expensive.
Oh. I'm more of a beer girl myself. Greenbelt with the guys in the barley fields, or maybe Boone's Farm in high school if we wanted to go fancy.
My dad always said that I had a champagne taste on a beer budget.
What can I get for you guys tonight?
Oh, whoa. I'm used to hot dish heaven prices. I didn't even know a steak could cost this much.
I would recommend the seafood.
Well, you can't get crab legs and halleck. I think I'll try them.
I will go with the salmon. Sauvignon Blanc would pair nicely with both.
Excellent choice. I'll put your orders in.
So, how are you liking halleck so far? It's really different than the city. Where are you from?
Well, I grew up in the suburbs of Minneapolis, but you lived in Halleck your whole life?
Born and raised on the farm. I spent a few years down in the cities, but I came home after Dad passed away.
So you know all the residents pretty well then, all the Scandinavian traditions?
Well, not everyone is Scandinavian. Rose is Irish. Immigrated from Ireland when she was young. Oh, and a few of the migrant workers from the days of hoeing sugar beet fields stayed in the area. Some married a local, and Carl's Ojibwe on his mom's side.
Well, then there are a few of us outsiders, who've infiltrated the place.
Life in a small town is like living in a fishbowl. You're related to half the population, and you know everyone's secrets.
That reminds me of that song. It always feels like somebody's watching me.
And I get no privacy.
That's right.
That about sums it up. It helped being out on the farm. At least we didn't have close neighbors watching our every move and reporting it to our parents, especially as teens, i.e. those keggers in the cornfield.
I don't know anything about the cornfield, but I do know how to get around nosy neighbors, even in the city. My dad didn't know half of what I did.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Napa Valley, Sauvignon Blanc.
That'll do.
Okay, perfect. Your dinners will be out shortly.
So here is to fine dining and friendly conversation.
And now that you're a doctor, here's to moving closer to that champagne budget.
So, Aaron Cotter, does knowing all the residents of your community as well as you do make it harder or easier to suspect one of them of murder?
Oh, we're going right to that. Well, yes and no. We're trained to seek out evidence, and everyone's a suspect. Under the right set of circumstances, anyone is capable of murder.
Care to share your insight?
Well, if you show me yours, I'll show you mine. Hi, Mom. What do you need? Oh, Carl's just doing his job. Tweety's low on my suspect list, but I'm glad he's following other leads. Why wouldn't he? Yes, I'm out with Les right now. I'll stop by tomorrow. Okay, bye, Mom. Sorry. Oh, I just need to wash my hands. I'll be right back.
I'm sorry, I forgot to ask what side dish you wanted. Loaded baked potato or steamed vegetables with rice?
I would take the loaded baked potato, and Aaron will take the steamed vegetables with rice.
Okay, perfect.
It's a hospital. I gotta go.
It never ends.
that girl ever moves out of here. It smells like sweaty socks and sour milk and something I don't want to think about. Oh my God.
All right, you start over there. I'll check the closet.
Doris, I'm going to go check out the bathroom. You look in the dresser and don't forget to look under the bed, okay?
Oh, Grace, not so loud. You'll alert the neighbors.
That wasn't me, Doris.
What?
Oh, shit, they're coming up the steps.
I knew this was a mistake. Now what?
We gotta hide.
What?
Under the bed. Come on.
Both get under there.
And be quiet. You'll wake up the neighbors.
Huh? You don't have any neighbors.
Oh, yeah. I forgot.
Oh, are you feeling uncomfortable with any of this?
Not so much now since you took off that rough jacket and gun belt.
Well, I meant more because of Buck Daniel.
Did you hear? Buck's dead!
Well, I know, but I wondered if you felt like talking about him and what happened.
Why are you asking me so many questions about Buck? I thought you wanted to get together and have a little fun.
Maybe I changed my mind. Maybe I want more.
Like my boyfriend?
You're suspicious of me, are you?
Well, you are a cop, and you are asking me a lot of questions. So I can't help if you're more interested in Buck's murder than me.
You know I like you, right?
I don't know what to think.
Alright, so, Tweety. Let's just say that I did want to learn more about the robbery and Buck's death. Not that I do, mind you, but if I did, what information could I get from you exactly?
Ed, get out of here. You only want me for my inspiration.
You mean information?
And you're not getting any.
Well, you could get in big trouble keeping information from law enforcement, like when you talk with Sheriff Engelbretson tomorrow.
How do you know I'm meeting with the sheriff tomorrow?
It's a small office.
Well, I'm kind of scared. Sometimes he looks right through my head, like it's empty or something.
Well, we could do a little off-the-record talk to practice.
Off the record. You mean like pillow talk?
I mean exactly like pillow talk. Yep. You need that right away, Sheriff? Yeah. No, not kind of any entanglements at the moment. Yeah, I'll get on that right away. Yeah, thank you. Okay, bye-bye now. But, I got some official business. I'm gonna have to pause this for now.
Paused. Money, 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 must be funny. Yeah, break my door.
Well, what do we have here?
Packs of $100 bills in the bank paper?
Looks like we found Wilma's money.
It definitely looks suspicious, but what should we do with all this?
Well, we won't take all of it. Tweety will get suspicious. Just enough to show Carl. Ha. I haven't stuffed my bra this much since junior high.
Alcohol.
Hey, Mom.
Grab a shovel.
My snowblower's still in the garage, so I'll come by later and blow out your driveway and sidewalk. Sophie needed some things from town, and Aaron needed a ride over.
My car wouldn't start. It's too cold.
You need a place with a garage, Aaron.
I can't afford a place with a garage, Mom. And if I'm suspended much longer, I won't be able to afford the crummy place I'm in now.
You'll have to move in with Mom.
No! There's no more room at the inn with all the people I already have living here.
But I haven't lived with Mom since I graduated high school and entered the police academy.
For good reason.
Well, Sophie had a good time hanging out with Rose last night. Rose is teaching her how to knit.
Why don't you do something like that, Mom? You always say you don't feel connected to Sophie. It would help if you spent time with her. You could crochet Afghans together.
I don't have the patience to teach anyone anything.
At least Rose is making an effort.
Hey!
Sorry, Mom. I didn't mean anything by it. It's just, it was nice that Sophie could hang out with Rose while I was at my meeting.
Where were you?
Oh, well, Grace and I we had a few things to take care of at the cafe. What meeting did you have? The Great Elevator meeting isn't until next week.
Well, just a group I've joined. So, Aaron, Carl still hasn't given you your job back?
No, Carl's still upset that I withheld information. And without an alibi at the time of Buck's murder, I look suspicious.
Just because you dated the dirtbag? He was dating Tweety at the time of the robbery. Is he looking into her?
I think he is. Plus, Tweety has some of the money.
How do you know that?
Well, she paid her rent to Grace in cash $100 bills.
I don't know. Tweety's a ditz, but she's not a murderer. She's probably too afraid of breaking a nail or something. We all know what Buck saw on her, and it wasn't her brains. You know, Dr. Betcher seems suspicious to me.
Because of his reputation for handing out pharmaceuticals? Well, he probably supplied Buck and others, but is he capable of murder? Rose doesn't think so. She thinks he's a good doctor.
Mom, anyone is capable of murder under the right circumstances.
Well, and he does have a temper.
What do you know about that, Will?
Did you have an altercation with Dr. Betcher, too? What did he do? Threaten Sophie or something? I know how you like to rescue damsels in distress, even if they don't need or want to be rescued.
No, he didn't do anything to Sophie. And if you're talking about Buck, he had it coming. I told him if he hit you or any other woman, I'd kick his ass again.
So you threatened Buck?
Yeah. Oh, hey, Mom, do you need help with the lights?
Oh, sure, I could use a break anyway. You know, Tweety's about to tell all to Sheriff Ingebrigtsen.
This doesn't look good, Will. You have your own bad reputation with your temper.
Well, I've been working on that with my meetings.
What meetings?
Alright. You can't tell anyone this, but I'm in anger management. It's like AA, so you're not supposed to talk about who's in it, but Dr. Bencher has been going to the meetings because Gertie's threatened to file charges against him for verbally assaulting the nurses.
Whoa! Son of a gun. That only deepens my suspicions of him. On the night of the robbery, Betcher took off shortly after Ed finished his inventory of the pharmacy.
That's not right. I spoke to him in the hallway shortly after you two left.
Oh, we only went outside for a few minutes to review our notes, then came inside again to ask Betcher some follow-up questions. Couldn't find him anywhere. The nurses didn't know where either of the doctors had gone.
Do you think that's when he went looking for Buck?
Most likely. And when Buck left my place in search of Tweety, he probably ran into him.
Then what? Push comes to shove, Betcher clocks him in the head with a blunt object?
Money and reputation are two strong motivators for murder.
Well, Betcher asked me out.
No!
What?
Well, I turned him down. But I could call and tell him I changed my mind. That way I could get more information out of him. But you'll have to prep me beforehand to ensure that I pose the right questions.
Oh, wait a second. Why on earth would Dr. Betcher want to go out with you?
Excuse me?
I didn't mean it like that, Mom. It's just, I only wonder what he's up to. Like, is he trying to use you for information?
I don't have any information to give.
Mom, does Dr. Betcher say anything about Carl?
Carl?
Yeah, a lot of people think you two are good friends, maybe even more than friends.
That's absurd.
Well, you did date.
100 years ago. It's been a long time since I was in high school. No need to comment.
Well, Betcher may think you learned things from Carl.
Don't be ridiculous.
Never underestimate the power of a small town gossip. Have you met Berta Benson?
Oh, Betcher's been working on his anger issues just like I have, so I don't think he's capable of doing it. Just the same, I think you should steer clear of him, Mom. I don't want you getting more involved with this than you already are.
Looks like Grace needs me down at Hot Dish Heaven. Seems like Tweety's a no-show. Again. See you guys.
Okay, bye-bye. All right, well, let's go to the garage and get that snowblower fired up.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, and take those lanterns back to the farm when you go. I don't need them now that the power is hooked up.
Well, I've got a few extra back home, so keep 2 here just in case. Sorry, Mom, I can't stay. Sophie needs me home right now.
Oh, of course. You need to help your wife.
See you later, Mom.
I'll just have a cup of coffee, then I'll go. Thought that I just drop by and let you know that I'm leaving town tomorrow. I'll cause you no more sorrow. I'll just have a cup of coffee, then I'll go. I brought the money.
Please, you want to move a stool around here for me, and I can be a cashier for the day.
Yeah, sure, Rose. I don't want to put you to work or anything.
Oh, no worries. I'm here anyway. Besides, I like to have a good chin wag with folks. You know, I might find some more murder gossip.
All right, all right. Now I know where Doris gets those sneaky investigative skills from.
She learned from the best.
How are you folks this morning?
Oh, hungry and undercaffeinated.
Well, I'm here with fresh coffee, Gustav, and ready to take your order. Berta, have you heard from Tweety?
I haven't spoken to her since Saturday at the beauty parlor. She didn't come over on Sunday after church like she usually does. She always says, Grandma, you have the best buns in town.
I'll second that.
Well, it seems strange she hasn't contacted you.
It is. We'll have the usual. Won't you be a dear and just go and check on her?
Sure.
Oh, hi, Carl.
Doris,
Any more leads on Buck's murder?
that's privileged information.
Not when it involves my children.
You mean your grown adult children? I'm investigating it.
Well, investigate this.
What's this?
Grace and I found that money in Tweety's apartment. The money Buck took from his grandmother's account.
But how did you end up with it?
It's not really important. Isn't it enough that I'm handing it over? And I know where the rest is too. Well, that's not quite true. Tweety spent some, including paying her November and December rent, in cash. But we counted 6 more packs for a total of $7,000, including that, and...
Doris, you're rambling.
No, I'm explaining. We found it under her bed, but we left the rest of it there, so you could locate it on your own to make everything official.
You didn't have permission to be in her apartment, did you?
Well, not technically, although Grace is her landlord.
Doris, I am investigating Tweety. I have a deputy assigned to her.
If you mean Ed Munson, you better think again, because the only thing he's going to get out of her is a communicable disease.
How did you find out about Ed?
Well, we happened to be in her apartment when she brought him home with her on Saturday night? Well, that's how I discovered how terrible your deputy is at interrogation. I mean, aren't cops supposed to be good about questioning people? Makes me wonder how well he was trained. In any case, he didn't get much out of her, so you can thank Grace and me.
Thank you?
Yes. Now, all you have to do is come up with a legitimate reason to go into Tweety's apartment, confiscate the money, and arrest her.
Why, Doris?
Because she likely had something to do with Buck's murder.
No. Why did you sneak into her apartment on Saturday night?
Because she was meeting with you the next day.
Well, how did you know that?
Well, she told us. She also said that Buck claimed it was Will who beat him up.
Well, I suspected as much. But how long have you known?
Since the night of the robbery. He was defending his sister, and he said he'd get worse too if it happened again.
Will threaten Buck?
Well, that's why we had to search Tweety's apartment, to find evidence that links her to the murder, not Aaron or Will. Tweety has the money and motive to kill Buck, or conspired with someone. Aaron actually has a theory about that.
Doris, stop. Just stop.
I can't have you accusing my children of terrible crimes they didn't commit.
Do you really think I would do that?
You have the county board breathing down your neck for an arrest, and my kids are easy targets.
Sometimes I can't believe you, Doris. Sometimes you act like you're still 16.
Sure.
Oh, hey, Sheriff, how you doing?
All right, thanks, Gustav. Good to see you.
Sheriff Major Benson.
Oh, yeah.
And now that you're here, someone official can check on Tweety. I pounded on her door. She didn't answer. Her grandma's worried about her.
Okay.
Say, Carl, could you please go upstairs and check on my boarder? I'm worried about her, too.
Okay, you betcha.
Aaron, these are for Gustav and Berta. Don't say anything that'll upset her, though. We'll wait for Carl to come back down, okay?
Yes. Hey, Doris. Oh, you know Tweety. Never plans ahead. She's probably out doing errands. Maybe she ran out of shampoo or something. Bought her a bottle last week. And enough toilet paper to get her through winter.
Most likely that girl's out getting more lip gloss. She applies lip gloss like her lips are afraid of being hot naked.
Yeah, I didn't see her car parked in the alley like it usually is.
Yep, she's gone.
Oh, dear.
Oh, well, I'm not surprised.
Thanks for checking.
And the money under the bed.
Gone too.
Well, did she say anything about where she was going when you met with her last night?
She never showed up.
Do you think she noticed some of the cash was missing?
And then got nervous and skipped town. Possible. I'll continue on with my investigation now, Doris, which includes hunting down Tweety. And please, Doris, stay out of it.
Mom, I went back to assisted living. She didn't learn anything new. No one but Rose saw anything at the time of the robbery.
Oh, those people, they go to bed so early you can't get a decent card game any later than 7:30.
So Betcher wasn't lying about talking to all of them?
No, and Dr. Betcher won't talk to me because I'm suspended.
Do you want me to talk to Dr. Betcher?
Yes, talk to him, but not alone on a date. Meet him at the clinic with the door open. Ask him about the nurse's complaints about his temper and his misuse of medication. But be careful, Mom. He very well could be our guy.
Not to worry, darling daughter. I'm a Midwestern farm girl. I can rustle that old bull.
Berta, Gustav, more coffee.
No, thanks, Grace. I better go figure out what Joy is up to.
Good luck. Good luck.
Sit down. Take a load off, Grace.
Thank you.
So, how's business now that you've returned to your hometown?
Oh, Gustav, it's just great. I love being back in Halleck after my crazy life in Chicago. I like running Hot Dish Heaven and prepping lunches for the deer hunters and taking everybody's pie order for their Thanksgiving feast.
Oh, that reminds me. Put me down for an apple crumble, would ya, darling?
Sure thing, Gustav. Say, what do you make of all this robbery and murder business? You think old Dr. Betcher has anything to do with it?
Ha! Ha! Andrew Betcher would never allow himself to get mixed up in something so tawdry.
But what about his proclivity for pushing pills?
Well, I can't fault him for that. If he didn't have me on a dozen pills or more, oh, I'd be a goner. Bad ticker, you know.
Say, Gustav, you're not cooking books at the bank, are you?
What? No, I wouldn't do that.
I heard Buck Daniels accused you of shorting Grandma's account. And then I heard that he threatened you.
Buck was so strung out he barely remembered coming into the bank, and I didn't short any accounts. I'm just not a real good banker, that's all. My heart's just not in it. So I don't train my girls very well, and they make mistakes, and, well, I make mistakes too because I'm daydreaming. I'm daydreaming about being a pro bowler. You betcha!
Gustav, I'm worried about Will and Aaron. If the real murderer's not caught soon, one or both of them is going to get charged with that crime.
Don't worry, Gracie. The sheriff's on it.
That doesn't mean he's going to succeed.
Well, being I'm head of the county board, I'm aware of some things that are relative to the case, but probably shouldn't repeat them.
Oh, Gustav. You are a wealth of information. Come on, your secret's safe with me.
According to the folks at the sheriff's department, Aaron is off the hook, but your nephew is the prime suspect.
What, Will?
Well, after all, he did beat up Buck.
And then he waited 2 weeks to finish the job. It doesn't make sense, Gustav.
Don't worry, Gracie. This is the biggest thing to happen here since the flood of 97. Anyway, by tomorrow, everyone will have a new suspect in mind anyway. That's how it goes in a small town. It's murder, don't you know?
Dr. Betcher. I brought Rose by so she could play cards with some friends.
Doris, please, call me Andrew. Oh, this is a good place for Doris to socialize with other seniors and be in our care.
Thanks for your concern, but we're not having that argument again. Andrew.
You seem a little stressed, Doris. Please, have a seat.
How long was Buck your patient?
Oh, not very long. I mean, once I recognized his addiction, I stopped prescribing him meds, and I suggested he see another physician, or better yet, seek treatment.
Instead, he robbed the pharmacy.
Well, that wasn't my fault, although I was not terribly shocked.
When was the last time you saw him?
Doris, you're beginning to sound like your friend the sheriff.
Well, I imagine the sheriff has spoken to you many times, and we're not really friends.
Oh, maybe you're looking for a new friend.
No. How well do you know Joy Jacobson?
Why? Did you hear that Joy and I dated? Is that why you refused my dinner invitation?
What? No. You dated Tweety? She's way too young for you.
Well, it wasn't an actual date. Tweety just thought I was buying her dinner because she was such a great waitress. There's no need to be jealous, Doris.
Jealous? Nope. Just answer the question, Andrew.
Doris, normally I'd be flattered, but you're acting somewhat aggressive, and that's unbecoming for a woman of your age.
What?
Doris, a woman in your stage of life should be grateful when any man shows interest. Particularly a man of my stature.
I don't date arrogant pigs.
Oh wait, now I get it. You've changed your mind about going out with me. Well, in that case, your jealousy's kind of cute.
Back off, Betcher. I'm not interested in you. I need to leave now. Rose will be looking for me.
Doris, I'm afraid you'll regret your decision.
He's only passing through. There's nothing more between us than a memory to me. I know what you're thinking. This time I'm telling you, it's just a couple.
Doris, drop me off right at the front door again. I need to tell her to quit treating me like a porcelain doll.
Well, you're named after a flower, Rose.
Well, a rose has a beautiful bloom and nasty thorns.
I don't want to get too close to you today. You are definitely prickly.
Well, she yanked me out of a hot bingo game at the senior center. I had just won 2 games, and I was gearing up to take the kitty in the blackout round, and she ripped the card out of my hand and yanked me out of my chair.
Well, Rose, I suppose I could have left you with the other old folks down at the bingo parlor, but I thought you were interested in discussing the case with me and Grace.
I still don't believe that Dr. Betcher is in cahoots with Tweety. The way I figure it, following the robbery, Tweety did meet up with Buck, but she didn't help him get out of town. She killed him. And then she got rid of the pills and kept the cash for herself.
Do you really think Tweety could have done all of that by herself without leaving a trace?
Well,
besides, Erin thinks that Dr. Betcher is involved to some extent.
Well, I still can't see Dr. Betcher partnering with Tweety Jacobson. Why would he?
Rose, do I have to explain the facts of life to you? A better question is, why would she partner with him?
Oh, never underestimate the anger of a jilted woman. You know, she might have been out for revenge. Buck was 2-timing both Erin and Tweety. That's motive enough. That young man was a real piece of shite. I don't know what Erin saw in him.
You know, we Anderson women are real idiots when it comes to men.
Hey, don't lump me in with that statement. I've only been with one guy.
And he was a doozy. A real buffoon, if you ask me.
Grace has dated way more buffoons than I have.
Yeah, but I didn't marry him, did I?
Better to be single than tethered to a jackass. Well, at least Erin got rid of Buck before she got in too deep. Now we just need to find the real killer before it destroys her career.
What a mess. You know, I think when this murder business is done, we need to take a vacation. Oh yeah, someplace warm where I can put my toes in the sand and have a book in hand. And the sweet cabana boy's gonna come and bring me tasty umbrella drinks. That's what I think.
Well, you know, Bill and I wintered in Arizona for a few years.
Doris, you rented a trailer in a trailer park full of other Midwestern farmers trying to get out of the cold. You guys spent your day playing cards. That's not what I would call an adventurous getaway.
We enjoyed ourselves.
Oops.
I guess I left my purse in the car. I'd better go get it.
Oh, sorry, Rose. I'll get it for you.
No, you stay. You're smothering me, Doris. You just go back to arguing with your sister about who has the worst choice in men. It'll only take me a minute, and then we can talk about what we're going to do for Erin and about where we want to go for our holiday. I'm thinking Hawaii. Are you parked out back?
Yes.
I'll be back in a minute.
You know, Hawaii does sound really nice right now.
Well, I always wanted to go there, but Bill didn't like to fly.
What do you say you guys help me with these gross venison? Let's take them in back and I'll cook these bad boys slow and low until they fall off the bone.
Okay, let's go.
Oh! Jesus, Mary and Joseph!
Oh my gosh, I hope it's not Rose!
Oh my goodness me!
I knew I should have gone for your purse, now you've fallen!
And I can't get up!
Do you think you broke a hip?
Oh no! Oh, I'll be okay. I just give me a minute here. Oh yeah. Oh, sweet and gentle Jesus. Well, I tell you, that was woofda. But I did not slip. I was pushed. And I would have chased after the fella, but he took off too fast.
Who was here, Rose?
Well, I'm not sure. I just know he was bigger and faster than me. If I'd been on me guard, I would have taken him out with me karate chop.
Slow down there, Karate Kid. Too bad you didn't get a good look at him.
Well, he attacked me from behind.
You know what? I'm calling Dr. Betcher. This is way too much.
Oh, no, I don't need a doctor. I'm just a little bruised. Mostly me pride.
You're pasty and pale, and your heart is racing.
I'm an old Irish woman in Minnesota in the dead of winter. Of course I'm pasty and pale. I didn't even know where it came from. It was just too...
Dr. Betcher!
Well, I was nearby. Oh, what happened, dear?
Oh, well, I went out to get me purse from the car, and then some thug came by and shoved me down. Oh.
Big breaths.
Do you think so? I thought they
Rose! He wants you to take big breaths so he can check your heart and lungs.
I can do that.
Well, you seem fine, although I'd like you to stay overnight at the hospital for some observation and a hip x-ray.
Oh.
You know, you're my favorite patient, Rose. My practice wouldn't be the same without you.
Always the charmer. I'll get our coats.
Oh, no need to accompany us, Doris. I'll take good care of our Rosie girl.
I'm going with Rose.
Oh. You probably want a private consultation.
And do you really need the sirens? Now the entire town will come running.
I checked the whole block. I didn't notice anything unusual except some snow by the door that appeared to have some blood on it. So I'll take a sample and...
No need, Ed. It's venison blood. We're prepping for the things, the game feed tomorrow and Thanksgiving. No.
Okay. Well, maybe that made it more slippery, huh? You sure you just didn't take a tumble, Miss O'Brien?
These old grey cells aren't what they used to be, young man, but I know what happened. I was shoved.
Did they try to grab your purse?
Well, oh, no.
Do you recall anything about what they looked like?
Well, I couldn't see him. He had on a ski mask.
Aha! So it was a man.
Oh, Ed.
Well, I'm not really sure. I got my purse from the car, and I was on my way back, and the next thing I knew, I was flat on my arse on the ground. And whoever pushed me, they stopped for a second, and that's when I saw that they had a ski mask pulled over their face. And then they took off fast.
And that's what we're going to do, Sheriff Munson. Take off, that is. Any other questions we'll have to wait till later.
Okay,
Come in.
Sheriff Fingerbritzen, now that you've recovered some of the money from Tweety's apartment, I was hoping you'd give my badge back so I can officially solve this case.
Aaron, I'm not going to reinstate you as long as you're a suspect.
Come on, Sheriff. You know I didn't kill Buck. I made a mistake in dating him, sure.
And then lied about his assault.
It was an accidental elbow graze, not a full-on hit.
And you're too close to the case with your brother involved as his assailant.
Again, that was a heat-of-the-moment thing. Will's not a murderer either.
Where were you on the... Oh, did you actually see Buck on the night of the murder?
Yes, he came by my place, and I was going to arrest him then for the robbery, but he left. And I swear, he was killed after I saw him.
Remind me again of your alibi.
I don't have one. I was alone in my apartment.
Aaron, you're still officially suspended and off the case. Your mother, too. She's going to get herself into some serious trouble if she's not more careful.
Oh, hi, Aaron. How are you? Is Carl sticking with the suspension?
Yes, he maybe softened a little after we talked, but I'll remain suspended and a suspect for now. Although he did say they recovered some of the money.
Did he say anything about how it was discovered? Is Ed aware of anything?
Nope, he didn't tell me anything, and Ed's in the dark too.
Oh, well, you've got to be pleased that he's looking at other people. That means you're not a serious suspect.
Yeah, although he's a master at lulling people into complacency, he'll lead them to believe they're in the clear. Then when they let down their guard, he swoops in and gets them.
Aaron, I've got something to say or confess. On Saturday night, Grace and I snuck into Tweety's apartment to look for evidence to clear you and Will, and she brought Ed home with her, and let's just say we might have caught them in a compromising position.
What? Mom, I don't believe it. And didn't they see you?
No, we were hiding. That's how we found the money that Carl told you about.
Why didn't you tell me right away?
Well, you were on your date with Dr. Osgood, and how did that go, by the way?
Les is actually a pretty nice guy, Mom. He didn't go on and on about himself. He's interested in my life, too, particularly everything I'm going through right now. My only complaint is right after you called, he got called back into the hospital.
I didn't mean to interrupt your date. I just thought you'd want to know that Carl was searching for you.
And he found me. I still can't believe, though, that you and Aunt Grace actually caught Ed with his pants down?
Not another word, Aaron. Just zip it.
Huh, that's what you should have told Ed to do.
Oh. Sheriff Fingerprinson, I need to talk to you.
Doris, how are you doing?
I'm upset about all this crime and worrying about my kids.
Understandable. I'm following all the leads. Unfortunately, Aaron seems to be deeply involved and not in a good way.
I have a theory that will point you in another direction.
Okay, Doris. What have you got?
Dr. Betcher killed Buck Daniel.
Really? What makes you say that?
Access to the pharmacy, where Gertie said the doctors are mishandling medications. Connection to Buck Daniel. Close relationship with Tweety, who's gone missing with the cash. Plus, he's a creep and was probably worried that Buck would divulge their scheme.
What scheme?
The way I see it, Betcher was supplying Buck and who knows how many others with pills on the sly for the money, of course. But then Buck got addicted, so Betcher cut him off. So Buck robbed the pharmacy and Betcher had no choice but to kill him.
Not bad, Doris. Although you left a few holes.
Which you will help me fill, right?
Why would I do that?
Because I'm Aaron and Will's mother.
I can assure you, Will is in the clear.
Huh, but can I believe you? From what I understand, you sometimes let suspects think that they're off the hook only to reel them in later when they slip up. And, well, that might be a perfectly acceptable practice to use with hardened criminals. It doesn't strike me as appropriate to use with...
Doris, shut up!
What?
You're suggesting that I tricked Will, and I won't stand for that. Anyway, your son is in the clear. He's left-handed, and a right-handed person clearly attacked Buck.
You're certain?
Yes.
Well, and you can cross Aaron off your list too. You know, Betcher and Tweety dated.
Well, if they dated, they clearly partnered up to kill Buck too. After all, I'm sure that they couldn't pass up the $10,000 in a backpack full of pills, even though Betcher probably has 100 times that amount of money in his bank account and oversees an entire pharmacy.
Well, there's no need to get sarcastic. Maybe some parts of my theory don't make sense. That's why I need your help.
Doris, I'm following the evidence, and I don't see much that points to Dr. Betcher.
Don't you have any other leads?
I'll keep investigating. First, I gotta find Tweety. And as far as what happened to Rose the other night, I suspect it was simply a case of her being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
So you mean someone just ran around the corner of the cafe, shoved her down, and kept on going?
What can I say? The world's full of jerks. That said, I really think you need to have your doors locked.
Who's there?
It's me, Rose.
Oh,
Doris, when did we start locking the doors again? Oh, thank you.
oh, you're here too.
Well, Rose threatened to walk home if I didn't release her, so I thought it best if I gave her a drive home myself.
Oh, you can't get a bit of sleep in that darned hospital. Not with all the beeps and buzzers and bright lights and code blues and, well, them taking me pulse every 10 minutes.
I'll get you some tea.
Oh,
excuse me.
Our Rosie girl just needs some rest. Doris, do you have a minute to talk? We can talk outside if you like.
All right. I'll be right outside the door.
You think I killed Buck Daniel, don't you? And you're going around accusing me of robbing the pharmacy and mishandling pharmaceuticals.
Well, did you? When was the last time you saw Joy Jacobson?
What does that have to do with anything?
Just answer the question.
I don't know. A couple days ago?
What?
Oh, Well, how can I help it? She works at the cafe. The only cafe in town.
I meant personally, Andrew. When was the last time you spent time with her away from the cafe, just the two of you?
A year or so ago.
And you haven't had anything to do with her personally since?
No, and I don't know what she has to do with this. You're making me very angry, Doris, with all these terrible accusations. If you want to investigate someone, check out Gustav Gustafsson.
What exactly are you implying?
Well, the wife of one of the board members has a good friend down at the bank as a teller, and she said that she overheard Buck Daniels accuse Gustav of mishandling his grandmother's accounts.
So you think Gustav murdered Buck over some impropriety at the bank?
Well, it's not just me. A lot of people think so. They believe that the sheriff failed to pursue the allegations diligently because Gustav is the chair of the county board.
That sounds like a lot of speculation.
Well, this makes a lot more sense than accusing me of murder.
You need to leave now. Can I get you anything?
No, I think I'll just go and lay down for a bit.
Okay.
Oh, thank you, dear.
Aaron, are you with Ed? No, that's good. Say, I heard a noise outside. I think it was an intruder. Yes, both of you should come right away. Who's out there? Hey, get off my property. Hey, you.
Get off me!
Not a chance. I wrestled steers bigger than you.
What the hell's going on out here now?
What's the racket?
I caught an intruder.
Well, who is it?
Mom, didn't I tell you to wait for us?
Oh, jeez. Yep, that's enough to... All right, everyone, stand back. I dispatched the sheriff.
Well. Who do we have here? Thanks for the call.
Tweety?
What exactly is going on here?
What does it look like? I caught her sneaking around my property.
I was only doing what I was told to. Now I'm all cold and wet.
Well, why don't you come inside and warm up? I'll put the coffee on.
Doris, this is not a social gathering.
Everyone will be more comfortable talking if they're warm and dry and drinking coffee.
Yeah, and I'm definitely going to need coffee. I don't want to miss a minute of this. I'll get the bars.
Oh, we don't have any.
Oh, yeah, we do. I hid them underneath the frozen vegetables where you wouldn't find them.
For your information, I'm eating healthier these days.
Yep, you didn't find these, did you?
Oh, here, I can dig them out. Oh, yeah. Well, now, this is a fine howdy do.
So, Tweety, what were you doing prowling around outside?
I was told to leave some money behind the garage.
What money?
The money Buck gave me.
Is it out there now?
Yeah, in a grocery bag.
Ed, can you go check on that?
Sure thing. Oh, God. Thank you so much.
Now, Tweety, why were you supposed to leave the money here at Doris's house?
Erin said she'd make sure I end up in jail if I leave the money here.
You're crazy. I didn't order you to do anything like that.
Now, when did all this allegedly occur?
First, she left a note under my apartment door. It said, Tweety, I know you have the money and I want it. Put it in a bag and put the bag behind the dumpster no later than 9 o'clock tonight. If you don't, you'll be sorry.
You're sure that's how it read?
Well, Sheriff, I don't have a pornographic memory.
Tweety, what kind of memory do you have?
let's keep things moving along. Now, Tweety, why didn't you, report to me or call my office?
I didn't call you because you never believed Buck gave me the money. You would thought I killed him for it.
Yeah, Tweety raises a good point. Why on earth would Buck give you his money?
We were gonna run off together. He said he had one last errand to run and left with his backpack.
When Ed and I interviewed you that night, you claimed you never saw Buck after the robbery.
Guess I forgot.
So let's go back to what you did after you got the first text message.
After I got the first text message, I freaked out and drove to Thief River Falls to hide out. I only planned to spend Sunday night at a motel there, but I watched the movie so late, I slept past checkout.
What does that have to do with the texts?
I spent all day Monday at Thief Rivers and ate an early supper. They have a Chinese place that I really like. And that's when I got the first text. I know it's from Erin because her name was in my contacts.
I did not text you.
Well, you must have deleted them because they're right here.
Okay. She doesn't have them. Okay. Did you drop that?
God, Sheriff.
Yeah?
There's $5,000 in that bag there. They won't even packs with $100 bills. I'll wrap in the bank's paper bands.
Hold on. Only $5,000?
What can I say? Girls gotta live.
Took a look around the garage and found nothing inside either.
So these texts, Aaron and Tweety, yeah, you guys, the texts are clearly on here, Aaron. You're going to need to come with me, to meet with me and Ed down to the station. And Ed, the money?
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Thank you.
Doris, Rose and I are going down to the station. We don't want to miss a minute of this.
Yeah, I'm not so sure we should follow them. Carl seemed a little annoyed at the table.
Well, the way I see it, he's taken this show down to the station, and I'm not for missing out.
Well, all right, I'll give Will a quick call and let him know what's going on, but, have either of you seen my phone?
Again, Doris? You know, you need to put a string on that and tie it around your neck like the little kids do with their mittens.
Bite me, Grace.
We're headed down.
All right, I'll find it, give Will a quick call, and I'll meet you down there.
All right.
We'll see you soon, dear.
Will, it's your mom. I hope you get this message soon. Say, I'm heading down to the sheriff's office. Aaron is being questioned about Buck's murder again. This time, Tweety claims that Aaron sent her text messages about the money, but if she didn't, left her husband. What are you doing here?
Doris, you're here.
Yes, I live here. Are you looking for Erin? She went down to the station with the sheriff and Tweety. You know, that girl tried to leave a whole bag full of money in my garage.
Is that so?
Yeah, the money Buck took from his grandmother's accounts, if you can believe it.
Where's the money now?
Ed found it. What are you doing with that backpack? Is that the one that belonged to Buck?
I am such an idiot for thinking Tweety could get this right. All she had to do was leave the money here and I'd be on my way out of town by now.
Why would she leave the money here?
So I told her to leave it in Aaron's garage.
But Erin doesn't have a garage. Were you using her to get the money? Is that why you asked her on a date?
I figured she'd be in the know. Maybe she was suspended.
Were you and Buck in cahoots about the pills? Did you have him rob the pharmacy?
Hey! No. I cut Buck off the pills, okay? That's why he robbed the clinic. He threatened to expose me.
So you killed him?
Hey, no, it was not my fault that he died, okay? So we had a good thing going, and he got greedy. I would sometimes sweet talk the nurses, into handing over the pain meds, assuring them that I would administer the meds when I made my rounds. But every once in a while, Gertie would find out. She'd blow a gasket. Whoever signs out the meds must administer the meds, no exceptions.
Well, what about your patients?
Well, they always had one kind of pain or another. I give them some ibuprofen and tell them to call me in the morning. They never knew the difference.
That's awful.
Hey, don't you get self-righteous with me. I just need to think. Let's go inside the house.
Yes, that's a good idea. Oh, you're coming too?
Yeah. I have some business to take care of.
Well, the bathroom's just down the hallway.
Not that kind of business. Sit down. I gotta figure out a way to keep you quiet until I can get out of town.
I still don't understand why you sell pills. You're a doctor, for goodness sake.
For the money. My student loan debt is crippling, okay? And my first job is in this small town where people still think I should be paid with a chicken and a bag of cucumbers.
So, you went out with Erin for information, and you were the one who sent Tweety those text messages from her phone, didn't you?
Yeah, she made it so easy. Leaving her phone behind on our date. But I figured I could get Tweety to leave the money here, and if it was found, Erin would have just been implicated more. And it was a great plan. If Tweety could follow instructions, or if Erin had a garage. Who'd have a garage in Minnesota?
I still don't get it. Buck's been dead for some time now. Why did you wait so long to go after the money?
Well, after he died, I went to the backpack and tried to find the money, and the pills, but only the pills were there. And look, he'd sold dozens of bottles, and he sold me the ones that he'd never use and told me I'd make a good profit off them. And he was right, but I gave those rich farm kids, like this or that. You told them they were whatever, and they were only too happy to buy them off me. Still, I was disappointed about the money.
Yet you waited.
I didn't want to draw attention to myself. But then I started to feel the heat. And I figured I'd better prepare to leave town in case it came to that. Look, but leaving town would take way more cash than I had socked away. And also mean giving up my career as a doctor. So that was when I decided to take Buck's money. From what I remember when he told me the night we met, the night of the robbery, Tweety had it. Or she knew where to find it.
But it wasn't 10 grand.
I didn't know that.
Oh, I better get that. That might be the sheriff. They're expecting me, or my son will.
Where is your phone?
I don't know. I had it when I went outside and ran into you. I'll go look for it now.
I don't think so.
Oh.
Sit down. You're coming with me to the medical center. Yeah. I have some syringes and some meds to administer to you. Seems like you're suffering from a heart attack, Doris. Too bad there won't be anyone around to save you.
Yeah, but I'm fine.
Not for long. Now move. I said move!
I can't move fast. I have sciatica.
You could be the victim of a home invasion, Grace. Doris, whatever your name is. Come on, let's go! Move it!
Lutefisk pudding. My grandma's recipe. She immigrated from Sweden in the early 1900s, don't you know?
What the heck is that?
2 cups of cooked lutefisk flaked, half a cup of rice, salt, water, 2 eggs, and enough butter to drown out any fishy taste.
It sounds terrifying.
Oh, it smells delicious. Bring it over here, Allie. Set it right next to my plate.
I knew someone would appreciate my Scandinavian delicacy. Ooh, hey, make way for the bird. It's roasted to perfection.
Well, let me help you with that, Grace. Oh, and thank you for inviting Tweety, Berta, and me to your Thanksgiving meal. Thankfully, my sweet little wife, Louise, is with her mother.
Gustav, Halleck's a small town. You know, if you hold grudges, pretty soon you're not going to have anybody to talk to.
I helped Grandma make the lefse.
And by help, you mean you watched her make it and tasted the samples.
And they were delicious.
With the right motivation, joy can be very helpful.
Or not. It's time we made peace, Berta. I don't even know how the feud started between the Andersons and the Bensons.
Oh, well, my grandmother always said that the Andersons... You're right. Lefse with butter and brown sugar is as good a peace offering as any.
Thanks, Berta. Brown sugar? We always used white sugar.
We caught the bad guy.
Hey.
Now we can feast. I made my mom stuffing.
Smells great, Ed.
Thank you.
Carl, did Osgood ever say where Buck's murder took place?
On the night of the robbery, Buck texted Dr. Osgood offering to sell him some of the pills that he stole. Evidently, he didn't care for some of them and wanted Osgood to pay for them. He met by this old, the County Road 13 out by the distillery, left his bike in a ditch, and then got in a car with Osgood, and then they headed out for an old field road. And then they argued about the pills, and that's when Dr. Osgood struck him with a rock, which he stashed in the culvert, along with his keys, his phone, and his wallet.
Then he brought the body back here and stashed it in the dumpster.
But he didn't expect the garbage truck to be late, or us to find him.
All right, that's enough of that, guys. No more. It's time to give thanks and carve the turkey.
Oh, well, I, for one, am thankful for all of you. Keeping an old girl like me busy solving crimes has been a real hoot.
It'll probably seem really tame back at assisted living now, huh, Nana Rose?
Oh,
Well.
she's not going back to assisted living anytime soon. Rose still needs us.
Rose needs you?
Well, okay. I need her too. Who knew a house could feel so quiet and empty even when it's moved into town?
I'm sorry I'm late, everyone.
Well,
Sophie was feeling a little nauseous and decided to stay home. Too many smells, she said.
I hope she's okay. She didn't try any of Erin's deviled eggs, did she?
No, she didn't try any of the eggs. It's more like she left a bun in the oven.
A bun in the oven. What are you saying, Will?
Sophie's pregnant! Happy
Congratulations. So exciting.
Congratulations, old man.
I can't wait.
Sure.
Somebody's looking mighty good out of his uniform today.
And there's no one here past their expiration date, myself included. I'm going to see if Lars wants to play a little game of cribbage tonight.
Well, I'm not so sure I'm ready to start dating.
You're not getting any younger, Doris.
And you know, you don't have to wait for another murder before you have your next intimate conversation with a nice sheriff.
Well, it would be nice to have someone to go out with once in a while to a movie or have dinner. Or...
What are you waiting for? One girl.
It was nice of Berta and Tweety to bring a peace offering plate of lefse.
Wouldn't be Thanksgiving without it.
Carl, I was wondering,
Yes, Doris?
Well, the Eagles Club are starting up their fish fries again next week, and you know it's a nice social gathering, and it's more fun if you don't have to go alone. And they have
Doris,
really
stop. I would love to go with you.